on the range of low to high end, but you have a 20 gauge steel, then an 18 gauge steel, a 16 gauge steel, you have stainless steel, and then at the very top you have bronze and copper. You can pick what you want on your hamburger in America, then you can pick what you want your casket to look like and things like that. So there's a lot of options, and we just try to offer as many as we can.
Would we be able to lift it, you and I, just here?
Absolutely. I don't know, got any muscles?
Oh, man. So there's no one in here, is it? Right. Death can be a messy business. By the time most of us die, we will have accumulated toxins and heavy metals into our bodies, which, if we are cremated, get released directly into the atmosphere. And it's not just these direct environmental impacts that we have to worry about. In America alone, 2 million caskets are buried every year, along with 1.6 million tons of cement and enough metal to build the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm Russell Beard in Massachusetts to meet an environmental group who are charting a greener way to the great hereafter. 3 gallons of toxic embalming fluid such as formaldehyde are used per person, and with conventional cemeteries hosting 1,000 bodies per acre, this soon adds up and can seep into the groundwater. Glenn and Carol from the Green Burial Committee want things to change.
What you have really here is a landfill. You have a toxic waste landfill. It's not a pleasant thing to think of.
It's not, is it? Alongside embalming, in the USA, coffins are set in a concrete liner called a vault.
You can see the side of the vault right there, the cement side. So the top collapsed. So the larger the void underground, the larger the vault, the more soil falls down into it. If you know anything about soil, and that's what I've studied my whole life, soil is a composite of all of the life that has occurred on that place over thousands of years. And in a natural burial, we're really part of that system. You would be recycled and you would live again. And you know, that's really a great concept. That instead of being buried in a cement box, you're part of a flourishing ecosystem instead.
Yeah.
And that's what we're hoping to accomplish.
When it comes to making this decision, I'm guessing you've already made your decision.
Yeah. Personally, I would like to be composted.
Really?
You'd be surrounded by wood chips and you would heat up pretty fast.
Wow.
And up to 160 degrees and there'd be almost nothing left except compost after a few weeks.
So we've come to Arlington to meet Ruth Fass. Now, she runs an environmentally friendly funeral home, and it's called Morning Dove. And it's around here somewhere. There are now hundreds of alternatives to metal and hardwood coffins, and Ruth Fass has become a big supplier in New England.
But this is a casket made out of banana leaves. And I love the fact that this would be waste. This would just be wasted.
Using all natural materials means that they break down in soil in no time at all.
There's a saying, we die as we live, but it hasn't always been true with our funeral practices because we haven't known, and we haven't known there are options. So you can see it's not a very elaborate showroom, but recycled paper.
This is what I want, definitely. This is definitely what I want. This is great. Oh, wow, this is a DIY. It's kind of a flat pack.
This is a shroud, so it could be in a green cemetery, you could just be laid in the ground in this.
There's actually somebody in there?
There is, yep. And so that this would be buried at a shallower level than the 6 feet under where...
That looks amazing.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
That's a cardboard one.
And
that's the one that has this. Yeah, it is. That's the one that has this kind of insert, which I've left out of a different cardboard one to
that
show.
Sits in the bottom of it to keep it firm.
Corrugated. You're going to be fine carrying someone on that.
And then you'll go into the ground, and then cardboard in a very short time.
Yes.
A little bit of rain.
And so again, somebody has said to me, I don't want a casket that's going to biodegrade faster than I am. So okay, I'm gonna, respect that, and then so maybe she would want to go for wood or something like that, or the bamboo. That, on the other hand, if it helps us think about we're going to die and we want to live our life now and prepare for that and make our peace with that, then that's a good thing. Hi, Eva. Welcome back. I'm good. How are you? Here's Russell. Let me introduce you to Russell.
Hello.
Russell, this is Eva. Eva, Russell.
How are you?
Let's revisit the
Eva wanted to show us a coffin that she'd picked out, a simple cardboard and wood carrying case normally used by crematoriums.
Are you in the market for a coffin, Eva?
I'm not in a hurry, as far as I know, but I'm certainly interested and been looking.
You would fasten that.
It's probably the lightest one too, isn't it?
Yeah, you
I think that's right.
I mean, we can lift that on our fingers.
Yeah.
And that's not going to take too long to. That's not going to hold up the process. Let's put it like that. It's pretty low tech.
As some of you know, I've been working with others to try to establish a cemetery for natural burial in Massachusetts. If we succeed, I will buy the first plot. If we don't succeed, I'd like to go to Cedar Brook in Lymington, Maine.
This is not like any other road trip I've ever been on, I have
Why?
to say, Eva. Well, we're going to find a funeral site.
Oh,
you know?
right.
And yet it's a sunny day and it feels quite nice.
Yeah, I might end up there.
You might end up here. Do you think that it's a cause?
I think it's a cause. Every year in the U.S., we bury enough concrete, because they insist on these grave liners, to pave a road from New York to Detroit. Huge amounts of formaldehyde, which is used in embalming. None of that stuff should go into the ground. Mourners may decorate the coffin, sing, play music, talk about the dead or their own feelings, the place, or whatever matters to them that day. I must admit, I wish I could be there. It sounds like fun.
He was buried March 10th, and
This year?
this is Peter's gravesite.
But this year?
Yes, he and I have been life partners for the last 15 years, just 2 months ago today. We have 150 acres here, and 3 of it is devoted to
The cemetery.
Cedar Brook, the cemetery. And
How many do you have room for? Have you figured that out?
No, it's not laid out in rows like you have in perhaps a regular cemetery. People come and select a site because they might like the way. A lot of people have selected sites along the stone wall. They like the feeling of comfort. Some people like the fact that the sun is shining on a particular spot. And right up here, we have one woman and her husband selected a spot because they wanted to nourish a chestnut tree. It's wonderful to see the psychology of people selecting their final resting place.
That's very nice there.
I mean, to the naked eye, really, you'd have to look very carefully to see any signs of there haven't been any burials here
There
at all.
are, I believe, 5 people buried right in a row here.
That's a nice one, isn't it? What do I call that?
Yeah, right, there's got its cap. I'm not sure what the cap is for.
It's great, isn't it? Apart from this wall, you just wouldn't have a sense. Really,
It's just woods.
It's just woods, isn't it?
There is the whole thing of, if you're not buying some elaborate box and spending a lot of money, you're not really honoring your loved one, assuming you actually love the person. I mean, there's a lot of plain bullshit about this. I mean, I haven't found a spot yet. We standing on somebody's grave?
I don't know if we would even know if we were.
You wouldn't know it. Yeah, it's nice.
It's
I'm not
important.
going to decide today.
It's a fast-growing practice. There are now 37 natural cemeteries in the US and over 200 in the UK. Eva and the Green Burial Committee are still waiting for a plot in Massachusetts.